Gabe Colombo here. Good to see ya when I see ya. I'm here in my studio, well, in my RV, doing another YouTube video. I'm telling you about the type of toad we decided to pull, the car we pull behind our RV. A lot of people pick a Jeep, and we thought about it too. But I watch a lot of YouTube videos and did some research, and people have trouble with these Jeeps. I'm not saying they're a bad vehicle, but it's not something I want to deal with. I didn't want to have all that, and I don't want to go big time off the road, you know what I mean? That's not my thing. I want a little luxury type ride, so that wasn't for me. So anyway, I did some research, and this is like 5 years before we left. So we had driven Toyotas our whole life, and we liked them 100%, you know, very reliable for us. And Consumer Reports likes them too, so why not? So we found out of the cars you could tow, there was only one, which was the Toyota Corolla. It had to be a standard shift, so we bought a 2018 brand new Toyota Corolla. It was standard shift because they were changing the standard shift somehow, so you couldn't tow it nowhere after 19. Well, we were afraid you couldn't get one in 19, so we bought it in 18. We drove it for a while, 4 or 5 years, added some mileage to it, and then we had it hooked up so we could pull it behind the RV, which meant we had it hooked up to be towed by the Blue Ox tow package, which is the thing that hooks to your car and hooks to the and the RV. It also has a electrical system that activates the brakes on the cars the same as the coach. It also has an Air Force One braking system, which means there's an airline that goes from the coach to the car, which is an airline, because the coach is a diesel, runs off of air brakes, and then when that activates, it activates the brakes on the car that we're towing, which is Toyota Corolla. And it was a great car, very reliable, good gas mileage. We used it a lot before we RV'd it, and we used it for about a year, about 9 months full-time RVing. We never RV'd before, never did any of that. We sold everything, went full-time RVing 3 days after I retired. Here we are. So we prepared for this. The car was prepared. We drove away from the place we got the RV at in our Toyota Corolla. After traveling, though, to different big cities, going to different national parks and being stuck in traffic, driving a standard shift was not fun. Now, when I was young, it was a lot of fun. If that was a sports car, maybe not. But it's neither, I'm not young, and it's not a sports car, so it was not fun no more. So, you know, so I said, hey, we got to do something different. This is killing me over here. And she's like, okay, why don't you do some research and figure it out? So I did. And we knew we didn't want to get a Jeep. We don't need all that off-road thing. I wanted something a little, maybe a little reliable, a little more luxury type thing. I don't know. So I found out that the Buick Encore was a good choice for us. It had the luxury, easy to tow. It'd be great. So after I looked into that, I found out it was a reasonably reliable vehicle. Had some problems when they first came out with that motor, but now it's doing good. And so I had to fly from out west to Florida, because we're Florida residents. To buy a car, it has to be registered and all that stuff, so we could, you know, have the car registered in Florida. I did that. I bought it. We had it. The Buick Encore had to be all-wheel drive. That's hard to find in Florida, but I did. We bought it, and about 70 hours later, I drove the, 2,500 miles to where she was at. I'd sleep and drive. I got there. When I got there, my girlfriend, my wife, my best friend was outside waiting on me, all makeup. That's another story, but I was so glad to see her, and she was so glad to see me. It was awesome. So, what's the difference of the two? Well, the Corolla is a standard shift. Now, to hook it up, what you had to do was pull the car up, attach all the stuff. All that has to be hooked up, and you got to verify the electrical is working by turning on the flashers and hitting your signals or whatever. Same thing for both vehicles. But in the Corolla, you pull it up, you hook it up, you pull the emergency brake, because you're going to put it in neutral. You put it in neutral, you don't want it to float, go off the deep end. So you put the emergency brake on, you put it in neutral, put all the stuff on. After that's done, you release the emergency brake, and it's still in neutral, remember, and then you hit the button off, and then you put it on auxiliary, which is the little button because it's not a turn key, you know what I mean? And then you turn off the stereo, and bada bing, bada bong, you're going down the road, pulling that car down the road. Now, when you stop in the Corolla, good, and that's another thing about the Corolla, you can go as fast as you want. It doesn't have a speed limit that you can go in it. Not that I don't want to go fast in an RV, but that was the rules. When you got somewhere in the Corolla, you had to put that emergency brake on, which I did that once by accident, and I had to hold the car back with my, pushing it, and help. My wife had to come and pull the brake. That was a rookie mistake. What are you going to do? That stuff happens sometimes. It was crazy. I don't know. Being a full-time RVer and not knowing what you're doing was really crazy. That's one of them. So anyway, you pull the brake, you start the car, you leave it in neutral, of course. It's supposed to run for 3 minutes before you take off, which, no problem. While that's doing that, I'm taking all the stuff off while she's in there telling, booking us, paying for our RV stop that we're going to be at. Then she gets in the car, bada bing, bada bong, she takes off and takes me to where we're going to be, and we parked the RV. It was easy peasy. With the Buick, a little different, but very easy. It has a 70 mile an hour limit. You can't go over 70 or it could be bad for the transmission. I don't really want to do 70 in my RV anyway, so not a big deal for me. So when you hook it up, the same as the other one. But when it's time to take off, right? You have to put the vehicle in neutral. It's on right now. You put it in neutral while it's on, and you hit the button, which technically would shut it off. But it turns yellow, and it's making a noise. Bing, bang. Don't worry about it. It says it in the manual and everything. Don't worry about it, none. You walk around, then you have to have a kill switch, and I'll show you what the kill switch looks like. You have to have this installed. You go from green to red. Green means it's okay, it's getting power. Red means no power to the battery. Now, as you can see, I've got different, it was bolted in, and then I put another bolt on top that's a lock nut type, locking nut. Because I don't want it to come apart, and I want to be able to see if there's a problem. Now, why would that be? When we first installed, I didn't have the proper tools like I should have. Big mistake on my point. We were in Death Valley, not a big deal. You can only just die from thirst and heat, and our car wouldn't start. And my wife, I tried to act like everything's okay. Why don't you go over and sit down and enjoy nature a little bit? How about look at the car for a little bit? She wasn't buying it. She found out what was going on. I'm not leaving you. I'm staying with you. I go, okay. Oh, she's getting upset. Well, what are you going to do? So then some guy came by and helped us, and that's why. And we got it. He had some tools. We fixed it. And I got the right kind of tools, fixed it right, and put these lock nuts on it, so we're good to go. I'm glad that's over and done with. But anyway, that's the difference between the two cars, and that's why we chose the Buick Encore in the end. And we got the Avenue, is that what it's called?
Avenir.
The Avenir, which is a higher performance luxury package. And we really like that too. But it's a nice ride, good gas mileage, good acceleration, plenty of room in the back if you want to put stuff in it. The trunk in the Corolla was bigger, and it had a nice back seat too. But it's a beginning stage SUV or sedan. The Encore is a compact SUV, but it's really nice. It's up higher. It's been a good choice for us. We've driven it now 10,000 miles. We've had it for about 9 months as well. And that's all I got for you about this whole thing. So I'll see you when I see you.